Y'all, as if this case couldn't get any more bizarre, more horrible, Ruby kept a journal of all the things that she did. We're going to talk about it in today's video. Hello, Sofa Squad, and welcome back to the sofa. Sofa's back there. Roscoe's on it. He was just chicken scratching, but he's calm for now. My name's Paul. I'm sitting in front of it. I wasn't chicken scratching. Now, what we're going to do today is this, literally, when all this evidence was released, y'all, this has been the most highly requested part that people have asked me to go over and get my thoughts on it. So I've been trying to get to it. Now, here's the thing, spoiler alert. Okay. We are going to get through maybe half of it today. This is a very busy time for me at work, and so I'm kind of squeezing videos in as I can or whatever. But once I start, I was like, let me start preparing the video for the journal thing. And when I got a little bit into it, I was like, oh my gosh. Well, I already knew. And if you watch me, you know, I was like, oh, I'm going to have so much to say. I was like, there's no way I can do this in one and get it out anytime soon. And as we know, depending on when you're watching this, the Chad Daybell trial starts in a couple of days, and I'm going to be focused in on that. So, but I've got stuff to say about this now. Now, let me go on we're going to need a couple of things. First of all, we're going to need the glasses. Y'all already know. Y'all already know. So, this is how this video will work. I'm going to be reading from my screen that's right here. So I'll be looking at this. I'll put the thing up on here if you want to read along with me. Bear with me because I'm going to be trying to read her writing and that kind of stuff, right? And then we'll talk about it as we go through and whatnot. Now, if we get to some very parts, I might skip over those just, you know, for trigger warning type stuff, and go ahead, trigger warning for this whole video. Okay, this is the things that the way she ran her household and her children, so just know that, okay? Now, before we get into it, if you want to follow Roscoe and I on the Instagram, it's on the screen, it's in the description, go on, follow it. All right, so let's go ahead and start off with, I'm going to say page 1 because it's my page 1. Remember, a lot of this was redacted, so it's the first thing that we get to with writing, okay? You can see it on the screen over here, and it's dated 5/21/23. It says, Jody receives blessing from Temple President Steve Kaplan. Immediately triggered in the Lori and Chad Daybell stuff. I mean, immediately first line, I'm like, oh, here we go. It's scary how similar it is, and I know there's a lot of channels doing comparison videos. I have not watched it yet. I'm kind of waiting to get through my stuff before I do, because just, you know, if you've been following me with this, you know, the similarities are so scary. So anyways, we go to the next line, and let's go ahead and establish this for the video. It says 5/22/23. Now, they don't name the children, which I agree, so it's just AJRE, and that's what we'll do as well. And it says Ruby, AJRE, come down to Jody's to help spring clean. Okay, so again, remember, she loaned these children out like servants, okay? I mean, it's insane. Then she says 5/28/23, meet Jeremy something. 6/13/23, Jody goes to SLC to meet with Jeremy. It looks like Jaggy and Brad Wilcox. 6/30/23, okay, now here we get into this. Refuses to do wall sits. He says he is done. And that probably in that household was detrimental, okay? We've seen the videos, and again, these are videos that she was okay putting out on her channel. Like, she was bragging about it. Please hold. Now, if you'll move down to 7/1/23, it says ours to stay outside, sleep outside, and it's cut off, but it's only come in to basically use the bathroom and shower. Now, again, she doesn't have an issue, number one, making them not shower, do that kind of stuff, or eat, or any of these things, right? Remember how hot it gets out where they're at, okay? It's sweltering. So the fact that they're doing this, and I mean Ruby, but also, you know, Kevin seems to just have gone along with it by default, right? It's jarring, to say the least. So 7/14/23, E refuses to work, screams, has hair shaved off. Reading this and then putting it together with the videos that she put out, the clips that people have taken from her YouTube and stuff like that, again, she's bragging about treating her kids this way. She's gloating about it, you know, and people apparently lapped it up. She had millions of followers, what, 2 million, 3 million, something like that. People lapped it up, apparently. I'm sure some of it was shock factor. All that aside, imagine the humiliation that these children felt. Imagine the years of therapy they're going to have to go through. If you breathed wrong in this house, it could trigger this bizarre religious lace punishment that she bestowed upon anyone at any given time she felt like. 7:15:23, R runs away around 1:15 a.m. Ruby finds him at 3:14 a.m. Interesting. Jody, E.J. drive to Arizona, find property, land! Exclamation point. Now we're going to move on to the next page. This is July 9th, 2023, Sunday. R turns, this one right here, y'all, is just sad. Okay, it says, R turns 12 tomorrow. I never envisioned him being 12. Still peeing himself. Satanic Chorus Lead 1. It either says chorus or chaos, but I think chorus, something like that. Lead 1 to becoming destitute, even in the most affluential homes. That right there, that line. First of all, the fact that she ends it, even in the most affluential homes, the devil can get in there and do this. You know, it leads you to being destitute. You can read the bodily functions that the kids are going through and understand that their bodies are responding to the stress she's putting them under. Remember little Harmony, how, and this is referring back to Harmony Montgomery, we just kind of wrapped that case up following it, and they were talking about, you know, she was having bathroom issues, but she was fine when she came into the home, but then they got worse when she was back around Adam and whatnot, and it just became clear. It's like, well, her little body is completely stressed out by the absolute stuff that they're putting her through. To me, this is the same thing we're seeing here with this case with these children, with Jody and Ruby. So let's continue down to July 10th, 2023, Monday. Another heartbreaking one. It's R's birthday and he doesn't even know what month it is. Too busy trying to survive you. You know what I'm saying? You meaning Ruby. Please hold. So E and R have been in so much deviant behavior. They won't control their bodily functions. They are both furious. Their selfish, sinful lifestyle is being intervened upon. I told R he imitates a snake. He slithers, sneaks around, looking for opportunities when no one is watching, and then he scurries. If he wants to emulate the Savior, he needs to be 100% obedient with exactness, no covering, no hiding. This is the stuff she's putting on the shoulders of these young children. Okay, this is insane. This is insane. You know, I mean, here's my thing. Kids are kids. Yes, they have to be brought up. They have to be taught, you know, because yes, I mean, they're learning these values, these morals, these, you know, don't be selfish, be, you know, these things that we teach, you know, should be teaching kids, right? She takes it to this level of like being like, oh, it's evil, it's the devil, it's this, it's that, and it also, I think, is a self-serving thing, because then she can be the, I'm the messenger, I'm the one that's going to show them the light or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Because she's so hungry for attention, you know, in this alignment. And I'm like, girl, a kid just wants to be a kid. Number one, your kids are probably hungry all the time because you starve them out, right? They probably are walking on pins and needles around the house because anything can seemingly set Ruby off. You know, they're probably scared to death to breathe wrong, like I said. So the more that we see here, and again, this is one of those things where this is so much worse than we thought it was. I should speak for everybody, than I thought it was. And again, if you've been following me, I'll say it was bad. I knew it was really bad. I didn't know it was this bad. Okay. I'm surprised they didn't get more charges, right? Anyways, let's keep going. So R lies, I mean, all the time. He is a compulsive liar. I never would have suspected. This entire experience is a shock to my system. Something suspected the cold, dead heart R has. Something know where to look. He has always been able to get what he wants, and now that he can't, he is furious. I told him if he divulged everything, he would automatically begin repenting. I asked if there was, we're going to switch to the next page. I told R that he needs to find God. I invited him to fast and pray. I invited him. She forced him. R, something into out of possession. He is workable and a calm for a bit, then angry and defiant the next. The only consistent thing about R is that he lies. E is better behaved with Jody. She likes to think she can still manipulate me. I gave her a pixie haircut. All her long hair is gone. No more distracting with hair. In that line, I gave her a pixie cut. All her long hair is gone. Can you imagine doing that to your little girl that didn't want it? You know what I'm saying? As a form of punishment. And the way she's talking about R, I mean, I'm just like, honey, how? So let's just say this. The way she's talking about the children is the things that she is doing. Okay, this is what blows my mind with these personality types. She and Jody are they are deviant. They're naughty, as they like to say. They do all this stuff, and then they're gaslighting the kids. The kids are kids. They don't know, right? They want to be concerned about, like, who's going to go play this or that, or, you know what I mean, homework, or, like, basic stuff, right? And they're just bringing this nonsense into this. Anyways, let's keep going. R told me he would rather have a glass of water than me as his mother. Well, aim damn in, son. I mean, God, let's just be honest here. I can name 1,000 things that I would rather have, and he probably meant it, which is sad to have to say that about your mother. But, I mean, can you imagine what they're going to view her like? Can you imagine this kind of, behavior towards you every day? Absolutely not. Okay, 7/11/23, Thursday. Big day for evil. I mean, cannot roll my damn eyes hard enough. E manipulates me. She won't scream when Jody is around, but with me, she wails all night. Exactly. And maybe Jody was having some vibe, because I would have been scared of Jody myself, but she's having some reaction to you. She knows your deal. E screamed, cried, and would hit her head on the tile floor. Today, Jody confronted her, admits to putting on a show for her mother, says she wants to be pitiful. R was told to stand in the sun with his sun hat. He is defiant. No. I tell him a couple more times, or I should say, his demon stays in the shade. I push R into the sun. R comes back. I come back with a cactus poker. When I poke his back to get in the sun, R doesn't even flinch. I poke him on the neck. He is in a trance and doesn't appear to feel anything. Jody taps him on the cheeks to wake him up. Yeah, I mean, oh my God. I mean, seriously? And you wrote this down. This is the next shocking part to it, in addition to the actions itself. I'm like, he was probably disassociating to survive. Can you imagine me putting out in the heat, and then I poked him out? This whole thing of like, it's a demon, it's evil. It's like, honey, no, it's a kid. Your kid. Again, we were so close to having another Lori and Chad Daybell case right here, y'all. Again, the child that got out of that house and ran to the police, I hope he knows, gives me goosebumps, how he saved himself and his siblings. Okay? And countless other people from these demons. I hope wherever he's at, they have made him aware of that. And that I'm sure he would go through some kind of guilt, because no matter what, it's like your parent, you know what I'm saying? But I hope he understands that. Okay, let's keep going. The devil doesn't like when you get your subject to something, the truth, to something to admit, to anger, to truth. R, do you know I love you? Yes, ma'am. R, do you know G. Joe loves you? Yes, ma'am. R, do you know the Savior loves you? Yes, ma'am. R wants out of his outcomes, I believe it says. After our talk, R stays in the shade. I take my old mop water, go to R, I show R the water, then I pour the water on R. It's hot outside. It feels good, doesn't it? Yes. Who in their right mind? And the whole time Kevin just staying away. Not a peep. Just worried about getting Jody or Ruby back. Yep. Not a peep. Okay. We've had to expand this a little bit down here. Good God. Okay. An hour later, Jijo takes R on a little walk to the pool. I think it says Jijo, but maybe it's talking about Jody. I don't know. I can't really tell what that writing is. She talks on how RR has love twisted. If R likes something someone does, he calls it love. If R likes something someone does, he calls it love. If he doesn't, he thinks it's not loving. Jijo then pushed R into the pool. I mean, R swam to the side. Jijo pulled him out. Feel good? Refreshing? Yes, ma'am. Okay. I went out a couple hours later. Asked if he wanted the pool again. Yes, ma'am. Will you let me push you in? R laughed. Then something not to act too excited. Then tried not to act too excited. R cooled off and went back to his spot. I mean, come on. I put my hands on his face. R, have you ever heard someone talk underwater? Yes, ma'am. Y'all, this is sick. Okay, here, let me do this. I know R is in there somewhere. I know deep down under all this anger, you can hear me. It may sound like I'm underwater with you, but hear me. I love you. R got teary. Probably scared to death, as I would be at this point. Then I put my hand tightly over his nose and mouth. Y'all, this is what I'm talking about. I am coming to you in this water, putting my hands on your nose mouth. The devil lies and says, I'm hurting you, something you, but R, what am I really doing? You are putting oxygen on me to help me breathe. Yes, that's right. Oh my God. Y'all, seriously? Seriously, do not ever let them out of jail, prison, whatever. This is crazy. How anyone could twist this around to even be normal. And they were charging people money for this advice. I don't want to know. We need to get that damn mailing list, what we need to do. I mean, so anyways, I could just, y'all, this is why I was like, I have to break this up, because literally, there's no way. There's no way. Okay, let's keep going. R, something looked like he wanted to beat me up this morning. And then he was intrigued and interested. And then 2 hours later, he drinks water from the house. Something water. I can't read that. R is compulsive. He feels no remorse for his choices. He shuts down, says he wants to go to jail. R says he worships the devil and has no interest in changing. I want the outcome of being changed, but I don't want to do the work that it requires. R doesn't actually know what jail means. Psh, trust me, he does, honey. This household, he is in it. Jail would probably be nicer at this point. He has no comprehension what throwing your life away means. He just wants the immediate gratification of sitting in an air-conditioned car ride to juvie. He wants stimulus. R is so back and forth. She's obsessed with R. Obsessed with him. Okay. And making his life absolutely miserable. R stole water. He was angry and looked like he wanted to fist up. Fist, oh gosh, yes, the little word she uses just makes you want to pick her up by her damn ears. I mean, my God, please hold. Okay. I put my hands on his shoulders and told him I love him. I told him he has no idea what he's doing, but I do. I can help him. I told him, give your demon friend a message for me. I will not rest. I will not stop. I will not leave. I will fight him until the day you die. I have the power of God, and he must obey. I beat Satan. I win. Then I looked in R's eyes with power and authority, commanded, get out now, go! R immediately smiled, cried, slumped, something. Soften. He's gone. He left. Jeez. Y'all, this woman is exhausting, okay? Absolutely. You know what? He's just playing the game. Okay, he's just playing the game. He's like, okay, what are we doing right now? Okay, we're doing some, I'm supposed to, you know how those like things in church that you see, like, I don't know, they still do it, where like the preacher man comes by and heals people, and like you can get up and walk, and so people will just fall over because they don't want to be the outcast. That's what's going on right here. It's survival. He has to go along with this. And her dramatics, I mean, the level of narcissism in this woman is insane. Okay? Insane. If that's what it is, I don't know. I need to watch one of the psychologist channels, see what they've diagnosed this one with, because God knows there's a plethora. Has to be. Has to be. Half the damn book. What's that book that they get the diagnoses out? She's half of it, right? Okay, let's keep going. I took E&R in a car drive to the something gas station. I told E she was never going home. I showed her pictures of her on the swing under the big tree. She saw a girl who was hiding who enjoyed tricks. I told her I saw a daughter of something with divine worth. Of God with divine worth. E manipulated during the car drive. R appeared to soften. I stopped the car and we all got out to view the sunset. I told E she needs to stop her fantasy. She is not innocent. She can become innocent through repentance. Don't waste more time. I mean, honey, they're kids. My God. R and E have been counting days. R did know yesterday was his birthday. So he stands outside on his birthday. I mean, this is what we're dealing with. This is what we're dealing with. Okay. E told me she figures they had been here 8 weeks. I asked E if she felt like she had made progress over the 8 weeks. Yes. I told her she was delusional. She has made no progress. She continues to lie and manipulate. Last night her screaming and something head banging were evidence of no change. 7/12/23 Wednesday. Took the kids on a 4-hour car ride. We stopped at Gunlock Lake. I shared my love for them. We watched a baby cow get loose and walk into the road in front of us. I made the analogy of the not-so-wise calf to them. I was keeping them safe when they want to run in the road. We drove up to Vail. I bought a volcano pie. I told the kids the pie was to thank Jijo for her home something in time. R appeared enraged. He was manipulative. This is the day E anticipates breaking her 2-day fast. I mean, the thing with the food is sending me. So Jijo, and I could be reading that wrong, but I'm assuming Jody at this point, right? Do they call her Grandma Jody? Please, God, tell me no. Have we learned this? Please drop in the comments. Is that what that means? I just put 2 and 2 together. The fasting with these children, and it's not even like it's for some kind of like, regular religious experience or something like that. It's punishment. The kids aren't willingly going into this. And then you're going to get a volcano pie in front of them? Are you serious? I mean, literally. Okay. When we get home to Jijo's, I let R know she has hardened her heart and will do 1 more day of fasting to invite her to humble. E flips out and begins ranting. She refuses to get up. She lies on the floor all day speaking dishonest chants. Because Jijo is on the phone with clients, I don't go in and watch her something of aggression. All day E makes rhymes about my mom starves me, calls it fasting. My mom won't lift 2 fingers and brings me food, but all she does is lie on the bed and eat brownies. And this is probably completely accurate, okay? 100% accurate, right? My mom says she is the most loving mom in the world, blah, blah, blah. If I can't ever go home, then what's the point in being obedient? I'm going to run away. Jijo helped me intervene after work. Pattern lies to something spewed gives the devil a platform. Articulating lies reinforces possession. The longer the lies are allowed to be spread, the larger the intervention and physical the intervention needs to be. I'm telling you, they were so close to doing away with these children. This was out of control. I cut more off E's head. We doused her with water and the dog wash. E said she wanted to run away. Do you blame her? Jody told E she has no idea what is waiting for her. I mean, and these aren't even Jody's kids. But we see that she doesn't have a problem doing this to people, right? Of any age. Okay, 7/13/23. I may have forgotten to write this. On the 11th, I took R's face in my hands and spoke to him. Through something, love you, I told him to send the demon a message for me. I will not give up. I will not leave. I'm going nowhere. Get out. R released the demon and he's been very workable ever since. The way she talks about them like they're cattle, he's been real workable. I mean, hopefully all these children will be 18 or whatever the age is that you need to be to get away from your parents by the time she gets out of prison. Hopefully she won't get out of prison, right? And what I mean by that is that she's a very old lady. Okay, let's keep going. This morning, the 18th, R broke his fast with brown rice, lentils, black beans, something, and water. That sounds just wonderful, right? I mean, first thing I'd want to run to. I told R to think of his hornet. Oh, wait, sorry. A hornet kept buzzing around his chicken. Oh, that's what it was, chicken. Yeah, chickens. That's okay. I told R to think of the hornet as Satan. Would you become pals with Satan? Would you sell your soul or chicken to a hornet? He will sting you in the end. R trapped the bee with his sun hat. E broke her fast with cheesy potatoes, steak, water, oatmeal, and water. I don't know why she has that twice or if that's what that is, but R is full of piss and vinegar. She is mad as a hornet. She doesn't call the shots. It's been about 90 minutes since R ate. I warned him that food would either energy him to truth, something to truth, or defiance. He is defiant again. He pooped his pants, telling me no, his poop is too watery to be fasting. Admits to stealing water and something yesterday. R lies and feels no remorse. E is chanting. I mean, these kids were just barely mentally hanging on. I mean, they were barely mentally hanging on. Here's the thing with the fasting. I mean, I just don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say. Literally not even allowing them water. Not even to have some kind of food after a certain hour. This is insane, right? I mean, you have one child chanting, one child stealing water. I mean, imagine saying that statement. I know they stole water. I mean, seriously? Okay, let's get to this last one here. These selfish children who... Hold on, let me make this larger here. These selfish children who desire only to take, lie, and attack, have zero understanding of God's love for them. See, again, she has zero understanding. Of course, the children are going to be confused, but she gaslights them for the stuff she does. They don't know Jijo is selling her home, this priceless Snow Canyon gem, so she can purchase land where those two can work. Jijo has been looking for property with something cactus and is feeling more imminent the need to get these kids to open land. She is something willing to consider less than ideal property for them. This is a spiritual matter. I can't in good faith have you with the two, does it say gremlins? With the two something, I won't do that. These are God's children. Swords doesn't matter when souls are on the line. Swords don't matter, I think it says. It's hard to read some of this writing. 1 hour later, we move quickly with Jody. Jay are going on a road trip to look at property in Arizona. Ruby has some cash in the bank. We know where that came from. If the property is right, we can move on financing immediately. We decided the escalation of the kids is not manageable here. I mean, come on. Now R is now sitting, angry, defiant. E is lying on the floor. We will bring them in. R, I will clean up out in the desert as he has pooped himself. He will then sit on the patio shaded. Now I'm seeing him from the kitchen. E, I will bring into the cool house. She can sit in the pantry. They will think they won. They will think they got what they wanted. They will relax, then pop. We will drop them like hot potatoes out in the desert. Their new home. You are going to get exactly what you asked for. That right there, y'all, shows you how this was her end goal. These children, once everything started deteriorating and she got Kevin out of the picture, she's in Jody's house, they're trying to make these plans. This was their goal. They were not going to stop. Probably one of the children would have passed in one of these heat things in the desert, if not from malnutrition and whatnot, with them the whole time thinking, oh no, this is, supposed to be, this is how this is supposed to be. Again, a lifetime of getting over this. Had no idea it was this horrendous. Those poor kids, you can just hear reading it. They had to have lived in utter terror at all moments of the day. And then two, however long this stuff is going on, like when they're at home with Kevin and the mom, like back 8 passengers days, it was just a slow escalating point, right? And so it's just like to sit there and be like, yeah, your dad's just going along with it. Like, well, mom knows best. Does she? I don't think so. Doesn't look like it. I can't. And then the audacity to write this down. But again, forget writing it down. She's putting content out about it. You know what I mean? The stuff that she was putting out, whether it was 8 passengers or connections with Jody, is so vile itself. And she was okay with this. That tells you the level of normalcy. That says you heard them in sentencing. You heard them on the phone calls. They don't see anything wrong with us. And now that we know what this is, reading this is insanity. This is utter insanity. And again, I can't get over how much she enjoys doing this to them. That is a twisted, sick individual. And now knowing that she ain't changed, the spots are on that leopard, as they say, right? They ain't budging, okay? Seeing her in the courtroom talking about, I'm choosing to go to prison, for a biblical reason. Girl, go home. Absolutely not, right? Seeing that she hasn't changed, this doesn't mean that she can't. Maybe she'll get in there and do, who knows, have a second coming or awakening something. If this is her default where she left off at, and how she treats other human beings, especially her children, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I am dying to see what sentence they give her, the parole board. I'm dying to see what kind of weight her and Jody have in their back pockets when it comes to this stuff. Because remember, Jody was being, she was cushioned. This is how she got away with this for quite some time. And not just, I'm talking about this specific situation here, but with the victimization that she did of like these men and all this kind of stuff in her group stuff and whatnot. So that's it. We're going to wrap this one up for now. That's 10 pages. We need to digest this. I'll either finish it in the next video. I should be able to finish it in the next one and get through the rest of them. But I just wanted to get started on this and kind of digest it. This might still end up being kind of a long video. I'm sorry. Let me know what you think in the comment section. So that's it. I appreciate it. If you're still watching, I do appreciate it. Roscoe says thank you. He asked you to drop some sofas off down there in the comment section so he and I can scurry our way down, sit on the sofa, talk about this case and others, and until we do, we'll see y'all soon. I just wanted to say thank you again for watching the whole video, and also thank you for being part of the Sofa Squad. Special thanks to all the Patreon members, channel members from both of my channels, everybody who likes, shares, subscribes, comments in the comment sections. It helps the channel out so much. Now don't forget, I do have that other channel, the podcast channel. That's where we go live, we hang out, we talk. We have kind of sort of a schedule, but just be sure and check it out. I'll put it up here on the screen. Also, if you're looking for merch, be sure to check out my Teespring store, I'll put that up here. And then, like I said in the beginning of the video, if you want to follow me and Roscoe on the Instagram, go on, check it out. It's right here on the screen again. But once again, thank you very much. I really appreciate you being part of the Sofa Squad, and I'll see you in the next video.